Why did we have to part, my love? Why couldn't life just stay the same? What we wanted it, we picked songs from the 70s, and so that kind of feel.
Yeah, Hal picked the songs that would sound best with the songs that we wrote, and it was amazing how well they worked together.
I mean, he had found people I didn't even know about. Some of these songs, I mean, I really had no idea where they came from. And so he had an overall vision of what this record was going to be like before anyone else did.
I always start out to think, well, what haven't we done, or what's a fresh situation to enter into that will not be too comfortable, yet fun, and, you know, make a great record, though, that has a little risk in it.
Joy. I think the theme that comes up again and again is joy and happiness in my form. I wanted to make a record about what's happening right now, you know, not worrying about the past or thinking about the future, and what I feel right now is joy. Jump for joy, shake with fear, this is an everlasting year. Count the changes coming near, eternity is here. Look inside yourself.
We wrote probably the only happy song that Marianne's ever sung, which is kind of cool.
I suppose it's something to do with getting older, beginning to face eternity with the friends I have, you know. And what does it mean to me?
She decided, you know, she said, I'd love to write a song about eternity, but it's just so huge. It's such a big subject.
And this is what it means. It is a joyful thing. It's a great moment to calmly move into being able to look at that. This is an everlasting count the changes coming near, eternity is here.
There was something about New Orleans these days, for me, maybe it was the way it existed before the hurricane or whatever, but it's reminded me of New York in the 70s, where, you know, wasn't the most desirable place to live in the world. It was a little dangerous, so it was open to a lot of great creative work. You know, artists could live here inexpensively, and there was a music community that was very tight and one that one could understand and grab onto.
I don't think I could have got that sound anywhere else. But I think it must be, it's people that make a thing, you know, and the people are from New Orleans, yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about the song. He thinks it should be simplified more.
Yeah. It's too many notes. Way too many notes. Yeah. Simplify my bass line. And the notes should get in. They should come in gradually, and the Leslie should do things. You know?
Right. So
should go fast and slow down. Yeah.
I mean, I heard this music, and then I had to think of players to get, and I had to think of players that were going to be okay for Marianne. And, you know, and that's you know, we have this player pool, it's like 150 deep, at least in New Orleans, and you can get any number of people to do any number of amazing things. But with this case, we had to get a specific rhythm section that was going to work for a bunch of different kind of songs, and they had to be able to shift gears in a big hurry. and then be themselves. That was the whole idea of these kind of records. You don't have session guys playing parts. You try to have people that come in and do what they do and then make the whole add up.
Sally, George.
Hi, George.
How you doing?
Oh, you didn't meet George. George is God.
Like, I couldn't believe these sessions we put together with, like, as musicians that are as good as you can ever get. So it seemed like, well, let's take Marianne down to New Orleans, not to make a New Orleans record of her singing, you know, Zydeco or whatever, but just what a great place to go. Let's just see what happens here.
The past. Well now, let me tell you about the past. The past is filled with silent joys and broken toys, laughing girls and teasing boys. Was I ever in love? I called it love. I mean, it felt like love. There were moments when, well, there were moments when. Present. Go out with you? Why not? Do I like to dance? Of course. Take a walk along the beach tonight? I'd love to. But don't try to touch me. Don't try to touch me. 'Cause that will never happen again.
That was pretty great.
I want to hear it.
You want to? No, the key thing, you really, especially the second one, you really nailed the note.
I mean, Marianne is in great, great voice. I always talked about her voice is a classic voice in the style of P.F. Billie Holiday. And like all those artists, you can't learn to sing like that. This is a voice of a life. A life, a difficult life with a lot of happiness in it, a lot of tragedy in it. It's just, she's just got a great, great instrument there.
You know, just bottom line, she's a great person. You know, she sings her heart out. She can deliver a song. She could make you believe. You know, she could sing a menu and make you, you know, make you cry.
The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one can offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen?
Hal, that's beautiful, man. We love, that's really beautiful what you're doing.
We love it.
But could we try one more, but just do the chords slower so it's not as, a little slower?
Take a little more time to get to the chords.
There's nothing more satisfying to me and more magical than watching music get created right in front of you. Give people a song, you have this cast you put together, and you like coach it along, and you know, watch music be born.
I believe that Hal's been doing a great job of getting out of us what he envisions this music to be like.
Charles Porter Jr., a legend, amazing. You know, he's one of the creators of modern bass playing. So it was, and one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
George Porter Jr. Is such a great bass player, and he's very much at the heart of this record. He really keeps it, and him and Carlo Nuccio keep it sort of pinned properly, so that we can go in all sorts of places in other ways.
Yeah. What a clever
I
choice.
like bass solos so much. They are.
My job as a bass player is to play, you know, play as close as I can to the drums, and make our pocket strong enough that everybody else's gig, you know, is just playing around what we do, you know.
We did not use a click track, which is great, because Carlo's time was so great, and you know, George Porter Jr. You know, that's like having the most insane click you could ever ask for. If you listen to the old records that you love, though at least that I love, they tend to, you know, they move a little bit. It's different sections of the song to evoke a feeling, like, you know, it's just like life. You know, life isn't just.
I wanted to set it up like it was a rock and roll record, and people played in the same room mostly, except that we isolated the piano, but the guitars and the drums were all in the same room. Once you imprint on tape, it's there, and you feel that analog thing, and then that goes to Pro Tools, and it's there.
Well, it's always, to use tape is always, for us old fogies, you know, sounds better. So analog just fits into that, and they have the capabilities here of doing it.
Analog, it gives us much more space between things. There's like a wind blowing through the tracks, whereas digital is incredibly compressed. Analog is spacey and free and lets the air blow through, and just the hiss of everything. The tape hiss, I love all that. Admissions are strangers, then out. My karma's in question. Do you want it?